Hey everyone, how are you doing? I know I haven't been around lately. I've been busy, busy, busy. Your girl's really been getting her hustle on. Besides that, for a while I've been wanting to comment on this whole Jennifer Hudson thing and what's been going on with that. But I wanted to give myself a chance to cool off because for somebody to lose three members of their family all at once, I can't even begin to fathom what kind of pain that she's going through, and it doesn't matter how big of a star you are, you have emotions. And these are, her mom, you're nothing without your mother, especially if you were close to her or whatever, you're really nothing without her. Anyway, I want to talk about how, as women, we need to really just start to make better decisions and better choices in the men that we make. Um, I can't blame the brother because I don't know if he's been found guilty. I don't know the whole situation. But the fact in the matter is, if it wasn't him, it was somebody like him. And these are the men that women are saying that they like, the thugs and the street niggas and all this kind of stuff. And this is the end result. Let me tell you something about a street nigga or a thug. They don't give a damn about nobody but themselves. They are hustlers by nature, and if you happen to be in their presence and they care for you for that time being, okay, that's fine. But the first opportunity they have to stab you in their back, they will. And you have to understand that they're not going to change who they are for you. And as women, we need to stop thinking that a man is going to change. If this nigga is sitting on the street selling drugs, hanging with the homies when you met him, your love is not that strong to make him a better man. Also, you need to think about when you're making these decisions how they're going to affect the people who love you. We had a situation just recently where my daughter, believe it or not, I'm a grandmother, has a boyfriend who is just no good. I'm not gonna cuss, just no good. And every time I think about it, my blood just boils. Well, my sister, my niece, and my daughter jumped him behind my grandson. Do you know? Not 10 minutes later, he calls and said he's sorry and everything is okay with her. I don't get that. You just involved your family in your mess. Everybody could have been put in jail, things like that, and yet and still that's all it takes is this nigga to tell you that he's sorry. He is sorry, but not sorry for doing what he did to you. And it's amazing to me how a man can cause so much trouble. Not a man, a nigga. Let me rephrase that because there are some good men out there. The ones I'm addressing right now are the niggas who can, who don't give a damn about nobody but themselves. They can't love you because they don't love themselves. Because if they love themselves, they would better themselves. They would, trying to educate themselves. They wouldn't be niggas. They would be men. They would be what God had intended them to be. You can't expect anything different out of them. If you dating a nigga, that's who he is. But what's wrong of you is to impose that nigga on the rest of your family. You know he ain't shit. You know this. But yet and still, you will bring him around, make your family feel uncomfortable, make your family feel obligated to accept them when they can see right through them. You making it seem like they don't want you to be happy when it's the opposite. They don't like the nigga because they want you to be happy. They see how miserable you are, and yet you want to say how much you love him. You got a baby by this fool. He not doing nothing for the baby. He ain't doing nothing for himself. In fact, he asking you for money. We need to choose better. And I don't know how many times I have to say this, you know, but women, we're making terrible mistakes in the men that we choose to father our children, who we choose to lay down and beside us. Because when you lay down with a dog, you're going to get fleas. Just bottom line. Men or the niggas don't change like that. Okay? You already seen him. He was just dating Nene the week you met him. The same way he left her, he gonna leave you. Some people come into your life and they're very, very toxic. I don't know if you've ever met somebody who, ever since you met them, everything just seemed to be going downhill. Some people take away your positive energy. Some people just draw away all of your creativity because you are caught up in their nonsense. You have to make a conscious decision that you want better for your life. And I know I sound like I'm rambling because I have so many thoughts going through my head on this subject, and I haven't quite gotten them all together. But I'm so passionate about us women making better choices. I'm so passionate about us um, really looking at a man in total instead of in part. Don't look at, oh, he got pretty hair, or he driving a Benz. How did he get the Benz? What is he doing from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday? Looking at the things that affect your life. I feel like crying right now because I understand that there's not a lot of quality men, but there are some good men out there. I feel sad for us because we are dying. We're dying as a people and we're killing each other. And a part of the reasons why we're dying is because we're selecting people who kill us. Whoever walked into this woman's life had no regard for her family. They killed the baby. They killed the baby. Why do you think that they would feel like your life is worth anything? And even if you're not with the man who's like the man who killed the child or whatever, the, if he has any bad qualities from him, you gotta run. You gotta run away. You're worth more than what you think you are. I would rather be alone with a peace of mind, happy, prosperous, than to say that I have a man who treats me like hell, who will disrespect my family, or worse. Think about that. If this dude telling you that he's a murderer because they brag and they think that's cool. Yeah, I jacked this nigga for his car, and yeah, I killed the nigga. Yeah, I spent 10 years in jail. Those traits are inside of him. They're inbred. You're not going to change that about him. And when he is tired of you, now you become his victim. Now he has no regard for your feelings, anything like that. You just, man, I'm going to come back to this subject. But women, we just got to make better choices. We really do.